Take care of this man. This man who once cleaned toilets at school will one day be the richest person in the world. The company he founded 30 years ago for $200 has today turned into a $2 trillion giant. One day, a movie will be made telling his story, and he will probably be played by Jackie Chan. But before those days come, before the movies are made, before there is even a book written about him, let me tell you the story of this man, the founder of Nvidia, from my own perspective.
Companies have benefited more from the AI stock rally than Nvidia.
Whether growth can continue from here.
Jensen, the conversation is changing, right?
Interesting dynamic because it comes amid speculation of growing friction.
It was the chip makers' second quarter report.
Nvidia justify the rally we've seen in these stocks and the broad
market. So this is now the $2 trillion club. 12 zeros means Nvidia's market cap is more than the individual GDPs of Russia, Mexico, Australia.
Jensen Huang was born in Taiwan in 1963. His family moved to Thailand when he was 5 years old. At the age of 9, they sent him to his uncle living in Washington State in the USA so that he could have a better future. His family sent him to America to live with his uncle, who sent him to a boarding school in Kentucky. As you can see, he had a fast start in life. He moved to 4 different parts of the world until the age of 10. The boarding school he was sent to is interesting because it is located in a mountainous, poor area where hostile gangs live. Here is a small school established to teach the children of these hostile families to love each other and not to fight. He immediately realized that it was a different school. His roommate was a 17-year-old man with a body full of scars because they were always fighting. Imagine, you are a child who is sent from Taiwan to Thailand, from there to Washington, and then to a remote place in the mountains to escape from violence and take shelter in a safe place. And this is what you encounter. Everyone in that school had to work in addition to education. They gave Jensen the job of cleaning the toilets. That period was very difficult for me. I had to work hard, but ultimately it was an experience that shaped my life, he explains. His friends also describe him as a person who always sees the good aspects of the situation he is in, not the bad aspects. There was an apple tree in front of the window of that school's dormitory. After graduating from university, they moved to California, to Silicon Valley. He started working in various companies there. On the other hand, they would occasionally meet up with their friends at Denny's restaurant and hang out. It was at such a meeting that the idea of starting their own company emerged. You may not be able to control the environment you are in. Staying in chaotic situations can give you good qualities later on. Would you look at the twist of fate? Jensen later goes to this restaurant chain, where he had to work years ago, as a customer, and decides to start his own company there. Think. You are a 30-year-old engineer. You have no idea about companies or the business world, but you have a lot of innovative ideas in your mind. What do you do to achieve these? Let me tell you. You need to acquire a skill that is valid then and today. Being able to explain your problem, being a good storyteller, presenting your ideas beautifully to others. That's what he did. He bought a computer. He also loaded a presentation program into it. In those years, there was no PowerPoint or Keynote yet. At that time, Adobe had a presentation program called Persuasion, and he bought it and installed it. Actually, they wanted to name the company Envision, not Nvidia, but this name was taken by someone else, by a toilet paper company. Thereupon Jensen derived the name of the company from a Latin word, Nvidia. To envy means to envy. They didn't do much for the first 6 months. There are only 3 founders in the company. They meet and talk all the time. What did you eat last night? Let's bring donuts tomorrow and put them in the fridge so we can eat them for breakfast in the morning. While they are busy with such troubles, they are also reading books on topics such as what to do after a company is established, how to expand it, how to get investments. This is no joke. He tells these things himself. Finally, he went to a law firm and asked, "Help us with this work." They also said that some capital was needed. "Tell us something so we can price the shares." "How much money do you have in your pocket?" they asked. I said, "I have $200. He said, "Give me $200, and I gave him $200. With that $200 in its pocket, Nvidia got its first energy and started its way. Today, 30 years later, it has grown into a $2 trillion company. There are no longer 2 zeros next to 2, but 12 zeros. The money in his pocket increased its value 10 billion times in 30 years.